Welcome to Me and You Outside. I'm sure glad you're here. Well, we're inside right now. We're in my kitchen here because I am going to show you how to cook morel mushrooms. Now, there's always this here debate about how to cook them, okay? And I'm just going to do two simple ways. I'm going to fry some, and I'm going to saute some. And my brother, David, who's running the camera right now, he's going to help us try to taste these and see which one is best, fried or sauteed. And we're going to give you an honest opinion of that. I can guarantee it. You're going to want to watch the rest of this video. Now, what I've got going here, I got a sack full of mushrooms. You see it down that sack? Look at that. There's some serious mushrooms in this sack here. There's probably, I don't know, 80 to 75, 80 in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these mushrooms. You can come close here. And I'm going to slice it. Now, this is a pretty big mushroom right here. It's a pretty big morel mushroom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut him right down through the middle, open him up. There, I got him opened up just perfect. Now, that's two big old hunks of mushroom right there. And then what I'm doing is I'm dropping them in salt water. Okay, this is really salty. I probably got 3/4 of a cup of salt in there. And I'm going to just keep doing this. I'm going to slice up 15, 20 mushrooms, put them in the salt, and I'm doing everything the same on every mushroom, okay? And so I just slice them up like this. I'm not going to show you all this because it's going to take me a little bit to cut all these up. Cut them into nice pieces like that. That right there is perfect. Okay, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to fill this bowl up. This is salt water right here. And when I get this full, all I'm going to do is move these around, and this will peel all the little bitty teeny weeny bugs. You could barely see them. They're so little. And it'll get most of them out of there, if not all of them. And the salt will help kill them. And the what bugs that don't, that's happen to cling inside the pores right here, which you can't get out, they're little teeny weeny bugs. There's usually get thousands of them sometimes. And it's not going to hurt anything because the grease, the hot grease I drop these in, will literally dissolve those bugs into total nothingness. Okay, so I'm not worried about anything. But that's important to get these cooked good. You don't ever want to eat a raw morel mushroom or you could be in some kind of trouble. You can ask my little brother about that. All right, so here I go. I'm going to cut these up. I'm going to do a bunch of these, and we're going to come right back here in just a minute. I'm going to start dropping them in the grease and dropping one of them in the butter, melted butter. And we're going to find out which is best, okay? So stay right there. All right, I have lightly coated these mushrooms here in flour. I tell you what I did is I washed you can see this water here. It's full of them tiny, weeny little bugs. I washed my mushrooms down there really good, and then I just put them from the salt water into the flour. I don't have to salt these mushrooms now, okay, because they're salted enough with the salt water. These I'm going to saute right here, and I put them on a napkin because I don't want a lot of water in this butter right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put them down in here and turn my fire back up. I had to turn it down, it was getting too hot. And I'm going to try to cook the sauteed mushrooms and the battered mushrooms at the same time because I like to pull them out, eat them at the same temperature and everything like that just because. Now, these are just lightly coated. They're not really thick coated. If you want to thick coat your mushrooms, you can put them in, and I have done it. You can put them in egg and milk and all that, and then flour. And like I say, I have done that, but it's not really necessary. These are still going to taste good. Again, these have been dipped in salt water and rinsed, and I didn't, or not rinsed. I just dipped them in salt water, washed them real good, and then took them right out of there and put it and battered them with flour. And I'm just telling you, that salt water takes care of your salt for your mushrooms. It's crazy. Watch them fry up, would you? Now these sauteed ones here are going at it. These right here, they're just basically salted mushrooms in butter. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna check these. I'm probably not gonna turn them yet. They're getting a little brown, but they're not quite done yet. Now what'll happen is turn brown on the edges. When they do, I'm gonna flip them, and I'm gonna brown both sides. And I'm telling you, they're gonna be wonderful. The sauteed ones like this with the butter, I don't know how wonderful they're gonna be. but they're probably going to be fine. I usually don't saute mushrooms, but I want to do this experiment because I'm just curious about this. See how this getting brown around the edges here? That tells me I can probably flip this big old piece of mushroom right here. Oh yeah, see that? This one right here, go ahead and flip. Might flip that one there. The rest of them I'm just gonna let sit here for a little bit. See that getting brown around the edges there? Now let's look at my sauteed ones here. They don't get near as crispy as they do when they're deep fried. Don't mean they're not good, they're just different. See that, David? You can see the difference.
Oh yeah. I'm hungry already.
They do look good. We'll let them cook. The thing about Morel mushrooms, I'm telling you, you want them to cook really good. Any mushroom, the red mushrooms, the beefsteaks, also called false Morel, just cook them good. You cook them good and you'll be fine. Now some of these I'm going to go ahead and take out because they're brown. See that brown on both sides? That's what you want. Very important. Cook them good and take them out too soon. I check every one of them. When I pull them up, make sure the inside, make sure that grease got up in there, in that cavity really good, and cook them. There's no worry about distinguishing the from the sauteed mushroom to the fried mushroom. There's no comparison. The texture, everything's different. Now I'll tell you, one sauteed mushroom is delicious. That's a hen of the woods. Now, you can't beat that. I'd have put a little garlic in here with that, and I probably would be good. But I don't want to put a lot of seasoning in here. I just want to see if this mushroom is good just like this. That's all I'm doing. I'm testing this mushroom out. Turn my fire down just a little bit. I'm testing these Morels just to see how good they are sauteed. And some more mushrooms here about to come out.
Looking good. Talk to me.
They're looking good, aren't they? Sometimes I deep fry these mushrooms just like I'm frying fish. But this way right here, this is how most people do it, the skillet, because it's just easier not having to get your fish cooker out and use so much grease, and that way you don't use up all your grease on mushrooms. Save it for fish. Okay. I'm taking some of these sauteed ones out of here. Again, there's such a distinguishable difference in the texture. Not going to get these mixed up, I can tell you that. Look at that. Just they're real pliable. See that? With the fried one, you can't do that with a fried one. You're going to be stiff as a board. But these sauteed ones, just different. It's just different. Oh, there's that. I'm about to pull the rest of these out of here. Go ahead and turn this fire off. It is not necessary now. My brother and I, David, run that camera right there. We're going to go out on the deck in the sunshine and eat these. That's my brother, David, right there. I didn't have to pay him nothing to come out here and try mushrooms. He was happy to do it. Can you believe that? I'm going to send him home with a few, though, so he can fry them up for his wife. She loves mushrooms. We're sitting out here on the deck on Little Sac River. There's a river right there. It's just a beautiful day, isn't it, David?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous out here.
Absolutely gorgeous day.
What is it, about 65 degrees, something like that right now?
Yeah, probably. 62.
62. Ooh, it feels good though, doesn't it? All right, check this out. That's a big old plate of mushrooms right here. But there's a couple of big old boys going to eat on them. Right, David?
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, these are fried, as you can see right here. Oh, they look good. They look good. And these right here, as you can see, are sauteed. And they're just a strange little deal here. I honestly, I have never tried these mushrooms like it. Now, again, I saute Hen of the Woods. They're fantastic like that. Fantastic. But Morels, I'm not sure. But I'm sure about these because I eat them fried a lot. So, all right. David, I want you to try. We know how the fried pretty much taste. But I want you to take one of them sauteed mushrooms and just let me know what you think about it.
Delicious.
It really is.
It's really awesome. A little chewy, but
Yeah.
it's really delicious.
Okay. All right, let me try one. This is pretty cool, isn't it? See how that waves around, it's pliable. Huh. I'm done. You know what? That is pretty good, isn't it?
It is good. On a cheeseburger?
Oh, that'd be good on a cheeseburger. Sauteed. Just salted. I didn't salt it. I took out salt water and dropped it in melted butter. That's all I did. But it's got plenty of salt. You can taste that salt. That was unsalted butter, too. It was unsalted butter.
Yeah, you don't want to salt them any more than that.
All right, David. Try your fried one. Oh, that's a big old mushroom right there. That's a big old piece right there, isn't it? You know, that sauteed is pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
I'm surprised.
That's a dream come true right there.
It is, isn't it? It's terrible.
I lay awake at night dreaming about eating something like this.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, folks, I tell you, if you never had battered and fried wild morel mushroom, you are missing it. I'm just telling you. It's so good. So good. Now we're going to give you an opinion here in just a minute, okay? Because the big question would be for somebody to ask me, okay, Mark, you tried them sauteed and fried. Next time you cook mushrooms, how are you going to cook them? I'm going to tell you here in just a second. See that? Friends, that was full of mushrooms and now it's empty. Because me, myself, and that crazy guy right there, he's still finishing off the last one. I gave him the last 3 because I've been eating these things for the last couple of days. There's a good piece right there. So David and I are going to give you our honest opinion about sauteed versus fried. I kind of know what David's opinion is, but I'm gonna let him tell you what his opinion is of the sauteed and the fried, and I'll give you my opinion too. And I think they're probably going to be about the same opinion, but we'll see. David, now tell me something. You tried both of them. You've never had a sauteed morel mushroom, have you?
Never have I ever.
You've eaten fried.
Oh yeah,
Lots of them, but never the sauteed. So, give us your thoughts on the sauteed mushroom.
Well, I tell you, I really like them. I mean, they're absolutely wonderful eating. They really are.
Yeah.
They're excellent sauteed in butter. They'd be really good on an old cheeseburger.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. But and versus fried versus sauteed, I'll take the fried. But the sauteed is just
if
as
somebody
good.
offered you a plate of sauteed mushroom,
Oh.
you'd be glad to eat them, wouldn't
Yes,
you?
sir. I'd eat every one of them.
That's kind of the way I feel too. Is the sauteed was totally different than a fried mushroom. The texture, the way it looks, feels, the way it feels in your mouth, everything is just totally different. And it's got the mushroom flavor. I mean, you can tell it's a morel mushroom. There is that. But again, if somebody asks me, Mark, if you're going to cook mushrooms tonight, how are you going to cook them? I'm going to fry them. I'm gonna batter them rascals, and I'm gonna fry them because they are so good fried. Love fried mushrooms, and I'm just telling you, if you want to try to get a little healthier, you can saute them in some kind of fancy butter stuff or whatever, and they'll be all right. You'll enjoy them. But fried mushroom, you can't beat it, folks. All I have to tell you is get out there and find you some mushrooms. Fry them up, saute them, however you want to cook them, you're going to be glad you did it. I can tell you that right now. Appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Appreciate you watching this video. Appreciate you being there. Some of you guys are there faithfully watching every episode I put out there, and I really appreciate it. I really do. I'm not just saying that. My whole family appreciates you subscribing, liking, commenting on my videos. It's wonderful. And so I say this to you. Wherever you're at in this old world, my friends, have a good morning, good day, good night. Because I can tell you this for a fact. There's another video coming.
Right around the corner.